What's up, guys? Welcome back. We've got comedy on the agenda for today, and it is one of Sam's favorites.
Fluffy!
Why do you like Fluffy?
I just think he's hilarious. I love his impressions.
Does great impressions, great sound effects.
Yes.
Great storyteller.
Yeah, I feel like all of them have been so good so far.
I think Fluffy Goes to India was the last one that we did. We did a two-part series of that one. That was quite a while ago.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. So anyways, we got 15 minutes of pure Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias stand-up. And I think this is going to be a compilation of a few clips coming together.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have any copyright issues on this one. You never know with some of these clips. So if there's any kind of overlay or anything like that, guys, we do apologize, out of our control. But enough with the chit-chat. Let's get into some more Fluffy. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
So he lines me up with airport security and he tells me, I gotta let you go.
Don't let me go.
I gotta let you go.
Don't let me go.
So let me give you a heads up as to what has happened since the last time I did a special. My son Frankie is now 19 years old.
Wow.
19 years old,
19-year-old
high school
son.
graduate. He has all his shots, ladies. People tell me all the time, why do you talk about your son so much? Because he won't leave. Does he like it when you talk about him? I said, no, he hates it. Well, why do you do it? Because he won't leave. I know we're in the middle of a Netflix taping. Whoever's running the light up there, just want to make sure, because I keep moving, and I stepped out of your light twice. Just any other show, I'd be like, no problem, no big deal, but this is for Netflix. It's the people that replaced Comedy Central.
Shots fired.
But no, I'll try not to move too fast. But how slow are you if you can't keep up with me? You should work for immigration. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that. Can we give a big round of applause to our person running the spotlight up there? I said, Frankie, what do you want to do with your life? Have you thought about college? Just now. I'm like, Frankie, you do realize that all you need to do is get accepted.
Going in on Frankie.
I tell a lot of jokes. I will pay for your entire college education, no matter where you want to go. As long as you get accepted. What do you think about that? I say, if you want to go to school in California, we'll make it happen. You want to go to school out of state, we'll make it happen. I said, hell, I'll even do one of those international programs. The ones where you give them one of your children and then they give you one of their children. What is it called when you kid swap? Thank you. Sorry. That's right. Exchange. Some of you are like, that's called human trafficking. Different program. I would love to do an exchange program with my son, but don't give me a regular kid. If I'm gonna do an exchange program, give me a kid from like a hardcore third world country so that he appreciates all the basic things most American children take for granted. If I had to describe him to you, okay? Dave looks like the word America. Not America.
America.
He's about 6 feet tall. He's white. He has a gray beard, and he wears a trucker hat. And he's got to be one of the most hardworking people I have ever met. Now, when I say hardworking, hey, I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year, so I know.
Wow.
Difference is, I fly home every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dave stays on that bus, and he gets it to the next city where we meet him. He works anniversaries, holidays, special moments. Christmas time, I was with my family. Dave was driving that bus on the East Coast. New Year's, I was with my family. Dave was on the East Coast driving that bus. One of the hardest working people I've ever met.
Do you know who he's talking about, Dave?
I think he's talking about the driver of their tour bus.
Oh, How did you pick that up?
Because he was just saying that on certain days, like he gets to fly home to be with his family,
Yeah.
but Dave has to drive the tour bus to the next location where he'll fly.
Got it. Okay. I was like, Dave, who are we talking about? 'Cause
Who's Dave?
the only Dave I know, I'm thinking of like it's a comedian, and Dave Chappelle is
Yeah.
not a tall white guy wearing a trucker hat. So
With a beard, yeah.
These holiday special moments. Christmas time, I was with my family. Dave was driving that bus on the East Coast. New Year's, I was with my family. Dave was on the East Coast driving that bus. One of the hardest working people I've ever met. I just want to give him a shout out. In addition to being hardworking, he's very honest. Now, when I say honest, I don't mean, oh, he does his taxes right. I mean painfully honest, no filter honest. With Dave, you know exactly what you get. Nowadays, it is so hard for me to tell who's being genuine and who has an agenda. And with him, you know exactly where you stand. About
Straight
a year
talk.
and a half ago, maybe longer, we're on the bus and we're heading down the highway. Just so you have kind of an understanding of the bus layout, let's say this is the front. Here's Dave, the driver, empty seat, and then a sliding door that goes in between him and the rest of the tour bus. My buddy Alfred and I are in the living room portion and we're watching TV. We're watching the news. And on the news, there's this person who is running for some type of office. No particular office. And I guess their big plan is to erect a structure between two bodies of land. Somewhere. And I guess they want one side of the structure to finance the entire project. Well, my buddy Alfred and I, we have a lot of family that works in construction, and we know a bad job when we see one. So we started to voice our opinion out loud about how we felt about this person and what they wanted to do. We're being very loud. So loud, Dave can hear us. And then we hear Dave. America. I yell out to Dave. I said, "Be quiet, Dave. This isn't about you." He taps a button on the dashboard that activates the sliding door. And when the door is about that far from closing, he yells out, "I'm building a wall."
well played.
I couldn't even get upset because I was too much in shock over the fact that that came out of someone 4 feet away from me. My buddy Alfred and I, we look like chickens. We're like, my cell phone goes off. I take out my phone, and there's a text message from Dave. And I said, "That's right. He better say I'm sorry. He better say just kidding." I open up the text message, and it says, "And you're paying for it."
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was great. The wall in so many different ways.
I know.
Right? And I was wondering where he was going to go with it because Fluffy really doesn't get political in any
Yeah.
way that I've heard before.
No.
But he played that perfectly and how he was like, you know, not mentioning it, but mentioning it. And,
Yeah.
and then, you know, it's funny too because I believe Fluffy is Mexican, right?
Yes.
So it's like on another level. It's like
Yeah.
setting a wall between the Mexicans and the America guy.
Yeah.
Right?
And this Dave guy just sounds like he's like a complete joker.
Yeah, oh, for sure. So, I mean, Fluffy's in full storytelling mode on this one.
Yeah, I love it.
As well. We've said he does that great. And, you
So
know,
well.
in the India trip, that's what he did. But I feel like in this one, so far, anyways, until we got to that point, it was me just kind of hanging on the story a bit more. But that was great. He punctuated that
Yeah.
story perfectly.
And you're paying for it.
From Dave. And I said, "That's right. He better say I'm sorry. He better say just kidding." I open up the text message and it says, "And you're paying for it." And people tell me, you still work with him after that? Yes, I do. I trust that man with my life every single night. I know where his heart's at. He can say whatever he wants. At the end of the day, he still has to drive around the king of the Mexicans. The point to this story is, just because you have a difference in opinion, it doesn't mean that you can't have respect for one another, that you can't have love for one another,
Facts.
that you can't have incredible friendships with one another. It's our differences that make us special. Some of you already know because you've been to my shows in the past. My poison of choice is tequila. Certain alcohol I no longer mess with anymore. Like I no longer mess with Jaeger. See, first of all, any alcohol that will make you say its name is not safe. And that's the only alcohol that will make you do that. That's the only one you hear people. Jaeger! You don't hear anyone else. You don't hear Mexicans. Tequila way! You don't hear black people. Hennessy playa. You don't hear Japanese. Woo, saki saki! Jaeger is scary for a few reasons. One, I'm type 2 diabetic. I shouldn't even be drinking, but Jaeger has twice as much sugar in it. Second thing is the consistency. It's very sticky. It's like cough syrup. So if you drink too much of it, it holds on longer than anything else, and it's nasty. When you drink it, you're like, ah! Palatos, palatos, palatos. It's horrible. If you drink too much of it, it holds on longer than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have one too many beers, you know what happens. You get the and then you return it to the rightful owner. Jaeger makes you feel like you gotta bring it back, but you can't. All it does is make you dramatic for 45 minutes until it lets go. You've seen someone like that. Hey, you okay? I'm fine, but they can't throw up. All they're doing is 6-minute abs. People look at you the next day. Are you into fitness? No, I'm a drunk. We wind up polishing off 3 bottles of this rum. And drunk wasn't even the right word to describe our level. My tour manager, Ryan, he comes up to me and he says, Gabe, time to go. And I look at Ryan and I'm like, but Ryan, I just made a friend and he makes knives and they're pretty. My tour manager always knows how to talk to me no matter what condition I'm in. If I'm drunk, he knows better than to talk to me like I'm an adult. He talks to me like I'm 2. He looks at me and he says, hey, buddy. You hungry? Well, listen, if we don't leave right now, they're gonna close McDonald's and you're gonna have to eat at the airport. I gotta go. Mom, you gotta go, no worries. And he goes to shake my hand. And when he shook my hand, he put his personal pocket knife that he made in my hand as a gift. That's for you, Mike. Thanks for being nice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna cut cheeseburgers with this. We stayed so long at the restaurant, we had to go straight to the airport. So we get...
So what do you think, Sam? Are you a Jaeger fan?
Oh, God, no.
No?
No, I can attest to everything that he says. The stickiness, the nasty quality of it. Ugh.
I can't say I've really drank it that much, but I haven't minded it when I drank it.
Jaeger bombs.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably most of the times that I had it.
Yeah,
and that was
it's
more
gross,
for the
man.
Red Bull, I think, than the Jaeger.
Yeah, it's not my drink of choice, that's for sure.
A little too sticky for you?
Yeah, I just don't like the taste of it either.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess Fireball whiskey would be another one that's like, you know.
Sourpuss, like all of those weird
Yeah.
flavor. Like I don't like any of that stuff.
No, I'm not a huge fan of it either. If I'm going to drink something, I'd prefer just to have something a little more simple. Not really into beer, but if I'm going to have like a, I'd rather have tequila or vodka or, I shouldn't have any rum because We know what happens. Well, you guys don't, but what happens is that I tend to become quite the entertainer.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little wild.
Yeah, I'll do impersonations like Fluffy, basically.
Yes. Yeah, accents, impersonations, dance party.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So,
with rum.
if any of you guys want to send over a bottle, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I just wanted to get your thoughts because I didn't know what your feelings were on Jaeger. So.
Yeah. 2 thumbs down for me, personally.
2 thumbs up for Fluffy thus far, though.
Yeah.
That's for you, Mike. Thanks for being nice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to cut cheeseburgers with this. We stayed so long at the restaurant, we had to go straight to the airport. So we get there, and you don't sober up in like 2 hours after 3 bottles of rum. I was not in airport condition. And so my tour manager has one hand on each shoulder, right? Ryan's trying to push me through the airport, and you know, he's about 190. I'm not. And he's pushing me with everything. And he gets me all the way to airport security. And airport security in Australia, you don't have to take off your shoes. And I didn't worry about taking off a belt because I don't wear a belt because I have a butt. So he lines me up with airport security, and he tells me, I gotta let you go. Don't let me go. I gotta let you go. Don't let me go. And then he pushed me, and now I'm going forward, and he yells out, you're a plane. And the 2-year-old came out. I'm a plane. And now this fluffy 747 is headed right for the metal detector. And I could see the security officer on the other side. And when I got really close, Ryan yells out, wings down, wings down. And I went through, and I didn't touch the edges. But when I went through, I sobered up for half a second because I realized, oh my God, I forgot to check the knife that the guy gave me. And it's on me, and I've already cleared the freaking, you know. So I'm like, ah. The security officer does this. Hey, go ahead. Houston, sober me would have internally celebrated the fact that I am not going to prison for sneaking a knife past airport security and boarding a flight. Drunk me was offended. Oh, you can ask my buddy Ryan, who was right behind me. I looked at the security officer and I said, hey, how do you know? How do you know I'm not a terrorist? And I could hear my friends in line, fuck. The security officer in uniform wearing a badge looks at me and says, hey, when have you ever seen a fat terrorist? Hey, look at him, he's crying. That better taste like gravy.
Oh, you did so good.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I love Fluffy.
You love Fluffy.
He's
It didn't
so funny.
disappoint because you were
No.
looking forward to it, and it held its own.
Yeah, it was good. I love his impressions, like all his accents and his sound effects. Like they're all so good.
They're all seamless, right? He just goes from being his normal self into
Yeah.
an Australian accent without any issue at all.
I feel like a lot of his bits too are all like just his personal stories of crazy things that have happened to him.
Yeah, and I think some of our commenters have said that they're actual legit stories.
Yeah,
So
which I love.
I want to hang out with Fluffy sometime.
know.
Sounds like it would be a blast. Maybe I can have a little bit of that rum with Fluffy, and then we see how that
You
story
could be
plays
making
out.
airplanes too.
We're both making airplanes. You need a little smaller airplane.
I think I
a little
actually
bigger
have a
airplane.
video of you from when you had rum once and you were dancing and you're literally going like this.
Maybe that's just an effect of having rum. But I really enjoyed Fluffy and this compilation. It was good because it wasn't, they kind of pieced together. It seemed like multiple stand-up routines, but it flowed really seamlessly.
Yes, it did. It wasn't one of those things where you're like, what are they even? I think the only moment for a split second I was kind of like, where are we going? What is this? Is when he was talking about the bus driver in the very beginning.
Same. That's the only part for a second, but that clarified real quickly thanks to you. And I think I just generally really like Fluffy's style of comedy. It's very different. It's very entertaining at the same time. And, it's good natured. I think that, it doesn't, I think it's nice to have some conversations within comedy. It does stoke conversations in the right way a lot of the time, but it's also refreshing to have his style of comedy, which is a little more lighthearted, I think, and a little more relaxing. Yeah, exactly. So I enjoyed it, and I'd like to do more from him. So if you guys got any recommendations, let us know. I'm sure Sam would like to as well, right?
I want to see him live. I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, we had thought about going to see him at one point, and we just never took the plunge. But
he's apparently touring 46 weeks of the year. So.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's when he's doing a tour, because sometimes they have to write material and then they tour, right? So maybe it's not every year. But anyways, you guys can give us some insights down below. We appreciate your insights and comments because they're always fantastic. Let us know if you like this one, if this is one of your favorites, if you have another one that you enjoy, and maybe we can check that one out. That's it from us today. We'll be back with 2 more videos tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you then.